What's up, survivors? Welcome back to the channel. Today, in this video, I'm going to explore some of the untouched locations on the map, and also revisit Baron's laboratory in Dying Light: The Beast. So yeah, today's video is going to be very interesting. In the previous videos, we revisited Baron's castle and saw what actually happens if you go back to the castle after completing the game. I also revisited the Star Child's quest cave where things got super creepy. So if you haven't watched those yet, make sure you check them out, because they were insane and honestly really fun to explore. But for now, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the video and see what secrets we can uncover today. So if you closely remember, this was the very first location where we originally came out of the underground laboratory, the one near the monastery where the game's prologue takes place. Now, the first thing I tried here was using this same route again to see if there's any chance we could sneak back inside. And after reaching this point, the gate actually opened for the underground entrance. But the moment I climbed down, everything was completely sealed off both sides. If you remember from the prologue, the doors were closing while Kyle barely managed to escape from the collapsing laboratory. And now, revisiting it, the entire place was actually locked and there was no entrance to sneak through those doors. So now, it was time to give Kyle Crane some extraterrestrial powers to go beyond the walls and investigate the place. Because if the game won't let us in normally, we're definitely going to find another way. So after using NoClip, I tried to sneak past the door. And honestly, I was shocked. There was nothing beyond it. Just a completely empty space with no textures at all. The whole thing was basically a small, container-shaped box area not connected to any underground laboratory. And then it hit me. In the prologue, when we were escaping Baron's laboratory and the lockdown started, we entered a cutscene. This entire area is actually part of that cutscene. So yes, after running out of the real laboratory, once the cutscene triggered, the game actually teleported us to this separate boxed-off area. Pretty wild to see how the devs handled that transition. So after getting disappointed by the first attempt, I got even more curious about where the actual Baron's laboratory could be. It should be somewhere near this place, or at least around the monastery area, but no matter how much I searched, I couldn't find any trace of it. After roaming around for a while, I noticed something interesting at the very edge of the map. There was a lake named Crystal Lake that was completely unexplored. And not just that, there were also 2 car location marks right near it. So obviously, I decided these were the next places I had to check out. First, I wanted to explore Crystal Lake. This was honestly more exciting to me than the car locations, because an entire lake, untouched and unexplored, sounded like a perfect mystery spot. So I headed all the way to the edge of the map, but unfortunately, when I tried to go any further, the game instantly set a boundary and forced me back to the mission area. And you already know what that means. We had to give Kyle Crane some more extraterrestrial powers to break past that boundary and explore what lies beyond. So again, I used the NoClip mod to go beyond the limitations of the in-game walls. And when I finally moved deeper toward Crystal Lake, this is what I found. A huge, empty, unfinished space. Nothing but plain terrain. But as I kept going forward, I noticed something. Some textures started rendering in the distance, almost like a channel or a tunnel-shaped structure. So I followed it, and what I found next completely shocked me. It was Baron's laboratory, the same one from the prologue and the end of the game, fully intact, completely isolated from the rest of the map, and actually located inside the Crystal Lake area shown on the map. I honestly have no idea if the developers originally planned to put an actual lake here, or if this was just a hidden placeholder. If anyone knows more about this, make sure to drop a comment below. After that, I started exploring the laboratory itself. Of course, every single door was closed, so I had to use NoClip the entire time to move through the walls and check each section properly. So this was the exact location where we first started the game, where Kyle was captured for those lab tests and everything began. You can even see the same ventilator here, but it's completely locked. There's no way to open it normally. So, as usual, I used NoClip to slip past it and enter the area behind it. And while I was roaming around inside, I didn't find a single zombie, not even one. But there was something else. I kept hearing those strange sounds echoing through the lab, the same creepy, unsettling noises from the prologue. And trust me, if you ever revisit this laboratory with earphones on, those sounds will give you actual chills. The atmosphere here is insanely creepy when there's no enemies around. I also came to this location where Baron kept those zombies locked inside cages. And I think this is the same area where they kept Aiden and tricked Kyle in the end quest. But just like before, there were no zombies here either. So I thought maybe, since I completed the game, the enemies just aren't spawning anymore in the laboratory. So what I did was load an older save file and come back to this exact spot again, and what I saw was actually pretty interesting. This time, the zombies were inside the cages, and that's when a thought hit me. What if these weren't normal zombies? What if they were just NPC models placed here for the story? So I tested it, and the result was shocking. These weren't normal infected. They acted different. They felt like some other kind of enemy, maybe with a bit of self-control or some consciousness still left in them. Because here's the weird part. They didn't attack me at all. They only reacted when I hit them or walked too close. Otherwise, they just stayed there, almost like they were waiting for a chance to escape. Apart from Lydia's mental asylum quest, I haven't seen this behavior in any other zombies in the entire game. It honestly amazed me. It felt like the only thing they really wanted was just to get out of that cage. Well, honestly speaking, this whole place felt really creepy. And the behavior of those locked zombies made it twice as creepy, but also super interesting. There's just something unsettling about enemies that don't act like the rest of the infected. Apart from that, I explored every single part of the laboratory, and trust me, it's actually pretty big inside, way bigger than it looks. But unfortunately, besides those locked zombies, I didn't find anything else hidden or unusual in the entire lab. I then came to this location, where in the final quest, we fought those 3 to 4 chimeras. Now, if you come here before the final quest, all these cages are just closed, and yes, they're completely empty. The chimeras actually spawn from here only after the cutscene triggers. That's when I realized something the devs used cutscenes very smartly in this game. A lot of things only exist for a moment, triggered at the exact time you need them. Another thing I noticed is these rooms that look like a whole extra floor when you look at them from the window. But when you actually go inside, it's just empty space. No textures, no objects, nothing. So I think these rooms were placed here by the devs just as visual props to make the lab look bigger and more detailed than it actually is. I then found the exit of the laboratory, or entrance, whatever you want to call it, and this eventually leads into that long tunnel from the final quest. While exploring it, I even found a vehicle parked inside the tunnel, the same one that gets left here after the end quest. And if you connect the dots carefully, you'll notice this tunnel lines up exactly with the 2 vehicle markers we saw earlier on the map. So yes, those mysterious car icons actually point to this tunnel area, which is pretty long, almost like an entire separate area on its own. And with this, we finally come to the end of the mystery that kept most players wondering what exactly does the mysterious Crystal Lake hide and why are there two vehicles marked on the map? Not only did we uncover the reason behind those vehicle markers, but we also found Baron's hidden laboratory, which feels even creepier when there are no enemies around, especially because of those strange sounds echoing inside. Honestly, this was one of the most unexpected places to find the laboratory. And yeah, guys, if you remember, before this video, we even revisited Baron's castle, where we found that secret hidden room where the Red Feast meeting took place. Every time I turned off NoClip in that room, I would instantly die. But after loading an older save and coming back again, I finally managed to enter without dying. Sadly, there wasn't anything new or interesting enough to make a separate video on. So yeah, survivors, that's all for today's video. If you found this interesting, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also support the channel through Super Thanks or by becoming a channel member. Even a small support from you helps me a lot in bringing more high-quality content for you. And if you guys want me to explore any other location in Dying Light the Beast, make sure to comment below your opinions or anything I might have missed. So thanks for watching, survivors, stay safe out there, stay alive in the beast, and I will see you in the next one.